Now that database is up and running using Robin storage, we would like to demo a data management capability that Robin storage provide. Basically, taking a snapshot of the whole DB2 application and then with some data, and then we will basically drop some data in it, and then we will revert back or roll back the whole database back to the snapshot, and we'll validate that data is intact in the snapshot. So to do that, let's first populate some data in this database. To do that, let's go to the instance. Let's log into the instance. Now that we are in the database instance, let's create a table and then add some data to it. To do that, we have to update database config so that we will be able to basically connect to the default database. So as you can see, the database, there is a default database called BlueDB. Let's connect to it. Now we're connected. Let's go into the database and then let's create a table called movies. So the table is created. Now let's add some rows to this table. So I'm adding some random entries to this table. Let's validate those entries are there. As you can see, those 9 entries are added here. Now for Robin to start managing the application, Robin has to have an access to the namespace where this application is deployed. DB2 is deployed in Xen namespace, and in the Xen namespace we have other Helm chart also gets is deployed, which is basically gets deployed as part of the light assembly. So what we need to do is, let's see the Robin app list. As you can see, there is no application registered with Robin. So first we would disable the auto registration of all the Helm application with Robin, because we just want to manage the DB2 application here. So we disabled auto registration for Robin. Now let's import the namespace. We want to give in we want to access the Xen namespace to Robin, and since Xen already exists, we have to say import. Now Robin can access the Xen all the applications in the Xen namespace. As you can see, we still don't have Robin has not discovered application because we have disabled the auto registration. Now we need to register the DB2 application. As you can see, Robin can register the application with various options. If it's a Helm application, user can just provide the release name of the Helm, and Robin will discover all the Helm objects. Or alternatively, you can provide individual Kubernetes objects using PVC or pod or PV or secrets, whatever the user needs. Or you can provide the selector based application registration, or you can just take the whole namespace and register your application with the namespace also. So for DB2, we will use selector based app registration. For that, first let's go to UI and find out our deployment ID for our DB2. Make note of the deployment ID and register the app. Open app register with selector app equal to the deployment ID, and let's say we want to name again as DB21, and then also provide that this app resides in namespace Xen. So now Robin will go ahead and find all the Kubernetes objects which are labeled with this deployment ID, and it will create the app Robin app out of it. As you can see, it has created a Robin app using the selector and with name DB2-1, and user can also find out more details about this application by doing app info, and let's say we want to see the status of all the objects of this application. So as you can see, Robin is tracking all the Kubernetes objects that is required for this DB2 application. Now, to create a snapshot snapshot of this DB2 application, we just need to call Robin snapshot create, and it just requires the application name, and optionally you can provide snapshot name. So in this case, application name is DB2 and let's provide snap name my snap1, and optionally we can wait for this operation to finish, or we can let the operation to happen run in the background. So while we are taking a snapshot, user can keep accessing the database. As you can see here, database is up and running. And once snapshot is ready, Robin is snapshotting not only the PVC, which is the volume, but also other objects, metadata objects like secrets, and controllers like replica set or stateful set or config map, everything. So let's wait for this snapshot to finish. Okay, so snapshot is finished. Now we can do Robin snapshot list. All these CLIs are also available as API, so user can choose to use APIs to do all these operations. So Robin has created a new snapshot with a unique snapshot ID. Now user can use this ID to basically do a rollback operation on this database. So now demo rollback operation. Let's go back to our database and let's delete some record from this table. Let's say delete from these movies where genre equal to, let's say, comedy. Okay, so here we are just emulating a user error here. Let's start from movies. So let's say user by mistake removed some data in its database, and now we want to basically get back to this particular state. What we need to do is just do Robin app restore, and here you can see you can use the snapshot ID to restore our application. So we'll just do Robin app restore and put the name of the application, which is DB2-1, and then provide that I want to restore this particular snapshot ID. So as I said, optionally you can do wait, but let's say if I don't do a wait, then we will, okay. Before we basically allow restoring this DB2-1, I would like to point out something that that is required to be considered. So this DB2 application, as you know, has a PVC which is read write many. As you can see, this PVC is read write many. So for read write many has a characteristic that that particular volume can be mounted on multiple pods, right? So when we are restoring the application, we need to bounce those pods after reverting the data. So if the application is basically having read write many volumes, then we want to make sure that user does include or exclude those volumes to be part of the rollback operation. So in this case, we want to include our read write many volumes. So we just say that we want to include our read write many PVCs and then do a rollback of our application. Okay, so now we are rolling back, we are basically reverting back our DB2 application in the background, and user can track the rollback using the job ID that Robin provides. Basically, you can just do Robin job wait 413, and we can wait for this rollback operation to finish. And as you can see, when rollback is happening, we have to bounce the pod because we are reverting the data underneath. So we will wait for the pod to come back again, and we will again log into our database and check that if the data is reverted or not. So now that our job is complete and the database is rolled back, now let's go back and log into our database again and validate that our table has all the 9 entries back. Let's connect to database BlueDB. Let's look at the record in the table movies. As you can see, all the records are reverted back to its snapshot data. So this concludes demo of basically snapshotting and doing a rollback or reverting of the whole DB2 application using Robin storage. Thank you.